Retiring earlier, wealthier, and happier, you need to have protection as part of your allocation or your plan. Today, we're going to look at some protections you can have in the IRA, the Roth IRA, or that non-qualified, non-retirement brokerage account. Again, this is education only, not financial, tax, or legal advice, but I'm a big believer in over 10 years of being a wealth and tax advisor that people need to be aware of choices and options with pros and cons. Today, we're going to be looking at on here is a type of fixed indexed annuity as a potential portion in your overall portfolio. Now, there are several economists, tax advisors, PhDs, and Nobel Prize winners that will show you the math and data do support having a fixed index annuity as part of your allocation can be beneficial for a number of reasons out there. However, this can also be used for someone in your 40s or your 50s, in addition to someone in retirement. But what is this exactly? Well, keep in mind a fixed indexed annuity, it is an insurance type of product. Now, with a fixed index annuity, your principal you put into the account is guaranteed from protection in most of these products that are out there. So you put in $100,000, no matter what, your $100,000 is always going to be there. In addition, they're going to have terms. You can do a 3-year, 5-year, 7-year, or 10-year. At the end of the term, that is when all your money can be taken out without any kind of fees that do occur on there. Now, you typically have various investment or allocation choices you can put your money into each 12 months. I'm a big believer in, I like to find fixed index annuities that have the big three, like the S&P 500, the Russell 2000, and the NASDAQ 100 on there. Now, for this purposes on here, we're going to use the 5-year as an example. So maybe you put in $100,000. We're going to put in 34% in the S&P, another 33 in the Russell, another 33 in the NASDAQ. But what does all that mean? Well, on a fixed index annuity, in this case, we'll look at what's called a cap rate. The cap rates are here down this column. Simply means that in your own 12-month period, let's say February to February, the most you can gain from, say, the S&P 500 would be up to 9%. If it does more than 9%, that is the most you can receive. However, if any of these three crash or any of these three are negative on here, your worst case in that 12-month period is a 0% return because you keep that principal. Now, every 12 months that do occur, if you do have a gain in that account, you lock in those gains plus your principal for future protection or future losses as well. Now, people say, well, what about the cons? Well, the cons are on here is that if you wanted to take out, as an example, more than 10%, typically that is the free withdrawal rate. So anything more than 10% you want to take out, the annuity company might charge you an additional 3 to 5% fee, depending, for taking out more money. However, taxes still apply. So just because the money is in an IRA annuity or it's an IRA brokerage account, it doesn't matter. The same tax rules still apply. Just as like early withdrawal fees before that 59.5, the same thing would still apply on an annuity, just like an IRA brokerage account would still have the same rule that would apply as